Hi y'all, welcome to my channel, and in today's video I am going to be talking about how to start homeschooling. I'm going to give you 7 tips for the beginner or new homeschooler, so stay tuned. Okay, so if you are new, welcome to my channel, Pursuing Peace. My name is Dina and I am a homeschooling mama of 5 kiddos, 8 and under. And on this channel, I share my passions for Christ, for homeschooling, and for encouraging mamas in their faith and in this amazing but crazy, and there's literally Play-Doh and kinetic sand all over my floor, crazy but amazing season of motherhood. So if you'd like to join me on this journey, click the subscribe button down below and don't forget to click the little bell icon so you know whenever new videos pop up. You can also follow us over on Instagram at Dina_Pursuing Peace if you'd like to get an inside glimpse on what goes on around here in this, again, crazy house. Okay, you guys, so the topic of today's video is how to start homeschooling. It's whether you have started already or not, you're a new homeschooler, this video is for you. And even if you are a veteran homeschooler, don't click away. I've got some good tips here for you too. So right now it seems like everybody is starting to homeschool, and probably has a lot to do with the pandemic and just different things like that. Now our lives are a little bit different. But that is exciting. It is exciting to see people kind of diving in and jumping into this crazy homeschooling journey, whether you're doing it for just a short time or whether you are in it for the long haul. And so today's topic is one of the biggest reasons why I started this channel a few years ago, is because I wanted to help new homeschooling moms, because I remember how hard it was that first year where I was just like, guys, I don't know what I'm doing. And so I want to encourage you mamas and give you some tips that I have just kind of learned along the way, and hopefully with God's grace, this will help you in some way. And feel free to leave a comment below or ask me questions if you have any questions. But before we dive into the 7 tips that I have for you guys, I wanted to share one thing with you guys that has really helped me out this year. This year has been great. And it's been one of our better years and one of our more kind of crazy years. I'm not sure why exactly. I think we went on a trip in October, and I think that really just kind of like shut me down, and not in a bad way, because it was a really, really good trip. We went home, got to see family, but I think it shut me down for homeschooling. I'm not sure what happened, but and that's one of the reasons too I kind of took a big break off of YouTube and stuff like that, because I was just like, you know what, I need some time. And so anyway, so this has actually been a big help for me, and kind of something to change it up a little bit. But what it is, it's my preschool box. And this has been, I didn't even know that I needed this or wanted something like this. I just wanted something to change it up. We are doing, for my preschooler, our first year of preschool for my 4-year-old, we are doing Letter of the Week program by Confessions of a Homeschooler, and we are still loving it. However, I found myself kind of wanting to do a little bit something different. We have been doing that since the very, very beginning, and again, I have loved it, and I still continue to plan on using it, but I kind of wanted a little bit, kind of, you know, you just want something different every once in a while. And so when Lindsay contacted me and asked me if I wanted to try out my preschool box, I was like, interesting, let's check this out. So my pre-K box is a subscription box for your 3 to 5-year-olds, and it comes with so many fun and interactive games, all surrounding a specific theme. So this theme for this box was a hibernation box. It had so many fun little games like surrounding the idea of hibernation. There was a little activity with cotton balls, there's ones with acorns, and there was even a little package in there where you can make some snow, and the kids had so much fun with that one. The boxes are packed with fun, engaging, no prep, math, literacy, sensory, and craft activities to promote school readiness. And it's educational, entertaining, and easy, since everything you need comes right in the box. My 4-year-old has had so much fun with all these activities, and it's so easy to teach that even my 8-year-old can play these games with my preschooler. You can choose between monthly, 6-month, or 12-month subscriptions, and this is perfect for the brand new homeschooling mama or a veteran homeschooler who needs a no prep preschooling option for their little one during a busy season. So go to the next D. Where's the D?
2, 3, 4, 5.
5, yay!
Look at this big giant pig one.
I know, it's so big.
Oh, look.
Hold on. So if you'd like more info about the preschool, my pre-K box, sorry, I keep saying preschool box, but my pre-K box, I will leave their link down below so you can go check it out for yourself. All right, guys, so let's jump in to these 7 tips. The very first tip that I have for you, ready? Get your pens and pencils out and your notebooks and all of that. The very first tip I have for you, mama, is just breathe. Nothing is critical. Please know that nothing is critical, especially if you have a 2, 3, 4-year-old. I know it's exciting to get into homeschooling and want to get all of the things and all of that, but it's not critical. Don't stress yourself out over it. You are not going to ruin your child. Nothing bad is going to happen. You can find things out there like my pre-K box that has everything out there for you. You don't have to spend a lot of time, money, or energy. You don't even have to do anything really for preschool. Some people don't do any schooling until like age 6 or 7 or 8. So guys, please know your child is so precious at that age, and really if you are just reading them books and then talking about the books, and maybe you go outside and you play with them, take them to the park, take them to the zoo, just all of that. They don't need the language arts, they don't need the math, they don't need all of that stuff right now. You can get that stuff if they like to do book work, you know, if they like to do coloring and they like to do all of that stuff, then you can get all of that. But especially at those younger ages, just it's not that big of a deal. And even if you are a mama of an elementary age kid, and this is your first year homeschooling, say you took them out of public school and now it's your first year homeschooling, again, it is not critical. You are not going to damage your child. You are not going to ruin their education. You are trying to love them, right? You are trying to love them, and they will see that, and it's okay. A lot of times this first year is kind of like a practice run, especially if you're kind of just jumping into this for the first time and your child is in 2nd, 3rd grade. It's just kind of a practice run. Give yourself grace, because everybody else does. Give yourself grace to take this time to learn with your child. Learn how to do this homeschool thing. It's not going to look like public school. It doesn't have to look like public school. We had homeschool on my bed the other day because I was just a little bit tired, and so the kids came to me and we kind of just had to homeschool on the bed. It does not have to be at a desk. It does not have to be at a table. It can be outside. It could be structured, or it could not be structured. It just depends on you. And I know that sounds kind of like, well, that doesn't help me very much because I just tell me what to do. But what I want you to know first, before I get into any other tips, is that you are not going to ruin your child, okay? I just want to encourage you in that, because all the mamas are just so scared that this year is going to be the worst year of their child's life, and they're going to remember it for the rest of your life, and you're somehow going to damage them for the rest of their life, and you really are not. God made us with minds and hearts and bodies that can adapt to different things and can understand love when it's being given to us. So you are not going to ruin your child. Just have fun as you're learning how to homeschool. My second tip kind of goes along with that, because a lot of mamas who are asking me right now about how to homeschool are mamas that are taking their kids out of public school. And so something that we did not have to do, but I know a few people that have done this and have said that it's been such a benefit and almost a necessity to do, is to deschool. them. And so what that means, it's like deschooling them, your kids, and you from the public school mindset. And again, I don't know too much about this because we didn't have to do it, but I'm going to link a video down below. It's my friend Christy over at One Blessed Mess, and she talks about kind of the process of deschooling your child and you really out of the public school mentality first before you can really dive in and treasure what homeschooling is all about. Because when the pandemic first hit and a lot of people were homeschooling, I kind of felt sad. Like I was excited at first because people, you know, like, oh, people can see what we're doing, but it's not homeschooling. It wasn't homeschooling. It was virtual schooling, and that is so different than the peace and the satisfaction and the love and tenderness that comes with homeschooling. So take that time. I don't know if you would take a whole year. I think it just depends on your family, how long you need to kind of deschool yourself. So that way you can really, really embrace homeschooling for whatever time you are going to be homeschooling. Tip number 3 is if you are a brand new homeschooler and you just don't know where to start, the first thing you have to do is you have to figure out what your state requirements are for homeschooling. Every state is different. And so for that, you can go to HSLDA. I believe I did that right. If not, I'll put it down below. HSLDA, I think that's right. And you can go click, they have a big map on there. You can click your state and it'll list all of the requirements that you need for homeschooling. Thankfully, a lot of states are very flexible. I know Texas is very free, y'all. We're from Texas. Texas doesn't require very much at all, if anything. A few states require where you have like an umbrella kind of organization that you kind of go under, kind of proof of homeschooling. Some states require portfolios that you have to turn in every year. So it just depends on your state. So go to that website and figure out what your state requirements are, because that will determine what your next step is. Step number 4 or tip number 4 is find a curriculum that is open and go. If you want to use a curriculum in your homeschool, which again, that depends on your state if you need to have an actual curriculum or not. But if you want to use a curriculum in your homeschool and you are brand new homeschooler, I would highly suggest, you guys, find a curriculum that is open and go, which means it is literally, you get it in the mail and you can literally open it and start homeschooling your child right then and there. There might be some things in there that you have to like collect, but find a curriculum that, you know, the stuff is not very crazy. Like you don't have to go out and buy a science lab kit, you know, like you need a pencil and a ruler and cotton balls and, you know, cotton swabs and just kind of stuff that you already have lying around the house. So some curriculums that are like that are the Good and the Beautiful. That's one of the reasons why we use the Good and the Beautiful, because it is so open and go, and it is good and beautiful and rich, and the quality, the stuff that it teaches my kids, or that I get to teach my kids using it, is just amazing. So yes, so Good and the Beautiful is one of them. I know all about reading. You have to cut up some stuff in there, but it's pretty much open and go. There are a few different ones. If you just type in open and go homeschool curriculum, then you'll find a few different ones. Again, with preschool, like this right here, that is open and go. You can literally just open the box, and that's what I did. I opened the box and I started using it for my preschoolers. So it just something like that is easy. You can kind of get your fingers in it and then kind of start to understand, oh, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be teaching. This is how I'm supposed to be teaching it. The other thing that I love about open and go curriculums is that most of them, if not all of them, have a script in there. So pretty much like read this to the child, and you read that to the child, and that's how you do school. And then you do whatever activity they have, or worksheet they have, or whatever they call for in there, and then you're done. Like you're good. There's like very little brain power that goes into our lesson. And what's wonderful about that is that I'm not stressed trying to figure out, okay, how I'm going to teach this. I am just enjoying the lesson along with my child. And we are learning and growing and laughing and all of that just together in the moment. And I don't have to plan ahead. I'm not stressed because I had to plan ahead, or I'm not stressed because I have to plan in the future. It is all very easy. So again, for your brand new homeschooler, and this is actually good for even a veteran homeschooler who maybe your curriculum is taking a little bit too much time and you're in a season right now that you don't have a whole lot of time to plan. Maybe trying to find an open and go curriculum that, say you love this one that you have to plan, but you just can't do it right now. Just switch it up for a season or so, and then go back to it. There's always a time to go back. That's the thing, you go through seasons in life. So of course your home school is going to go through seasons also. So just find something that works for you in the season that you're in. And the reason I recommend Open and Go for new homeschoolers is because I know for me, I didn't know how to homeschool when I first started. And so it's so easy to do it with that I got kind of an idea, and now I feel so comfortable teaching my kid a subject that maybe is not in our curriculum, or it doesn't have a script for it. I know the words to say. I kind of have an idea of how to go about teaching them, if that makes sense. So it gently leads you into the world of homeschooling. And if you are a teacher, like you used to be a teacher in public school, private school, or however, and you're like, oh, I don't need that, I know how to do it. Again, I would recommend maybe deschooling, like the step that I had before, but then also maybe trying these Open and Go curriculum, because teaching, I've never been a teacher, but I have heard from a few of my friends who have been teachers and now are homeschoolers that it's very different. It is very different, and you go into it thinking, oh, I know how to do this, and then it just kind of you're having to retrain your brain for all of this. So don't go into it thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to plan all these lessons and all of this, because one day of the sniffles and you are behind everything and it can get very, very stressful at that point. So definitely, take that time to deschool, but then also pick something that is going to help you kind of learn how to homeschool one child or two children instead of a classroom of 30 kids. So anyway, that was kind of a bonus tip. Okay, tip number 5. This one is just buy the basics. Now, y'all, I know that I have these huge homeschool hauls on my channel. You guys, I know this. I am notorious for buying all the things. All the things, you guys. And I just love all of the pretty shiny new things, But because I have done all of that, I can tell you that you don't need all of that. Because I have all the things, I can tell you, you don't need all the things. And honestly, this is something the Lord has been working in my heart, because I feel like sometimes I do go overboard and I feel like I need all of that stuff. And He's telling me that He is all I need. I just need Him, and I just need to enjoy my children and teach them the ways of the Lord, and just all of that. So I don't need all of the big shiny things. I actually kind of put a I don't know what it's called, like a spending freeze or something like that. I was like, at some point in the year, I was like, okay, I am buying nothing else for homeschooling. We are using our library and free resources and all of that stuff. I'm buying nothing else for the rest of the year, because I was like, this is too much. I don't need all of this stuff. And while some of it is good and some of it has been helpful, a lot of it can be just clutter. So guys, just buy what you need. Just buy the basics. And you probably already have a lot of these. So like pencils, notebooks, pencil sharpeners, if you need the pencil sharpeners and you don't have mechanical pencils, a laminator, maybe you might need a laminator. I know that's one of those like, oh, every homeschooler needs a laminator. If your kids are upper elementary, you might not need a laminator. So I'm just saying, Just saying. Erasers, crayons, markers, scissors, glue sticks, scotch tape. If you have a preschooler, then like construction paper, and maybe I don't know if you want to get glitter glue or just stuff like that. Just the basics. You guys go to the homeschool aisle or not homeschool aisle, but the school aisle at Walmart, Target, whatever, and just buy the basics. You basically need something to write with, and you need your curriculum book. A notebook, a spiral notebook to go nature journaling. Like, that's all you need. That is all you need. You really don't need all of the fancy stuff, especially when you're brand new, because you can be overtaken by all of the things, and then all of a sudden you've spent hundreds of dollars on all of these things, and then you're like, oh my goodness, what just happened? And then it becomes this crazy expensive thing that your family has to pay for, and especially when you're first starting, because then you can find out, oh, you know what? I actually do need a laminator right here for this thing and for the future stuff. That would work for me. And then you can go buy a laminator. Easy. But if you buy all the things, then you've got to figure out where to store it and how to store it. And then it becomes clutter in the background. And then you're like, oh, I need to clean that up. Just basics, you guys, basics. Okay, my next tip for you is to use your resources. There are lots of resources, free resources that you can use. For instance, like I said before, your library. Oh, there are so many good books, you guys, especially if you have preschoolers. Just go down your picture book thing, your picture book aisle or whatever, and just get them all. Just read them. Just read the picture books. There is a Mensa book list. I'll leave it linked down below because it's got picture books and then all the way, like, I'm not sure the grade levels. I think it goes by grade levels. I think it's all the way to high school. I'm not sure, but like what your kids should be reading, and so if you have no idea, like me, have no idea what picture books to get or what chapter books to get, then go on that list. Also, The Good and the Beautiful has a very, very good list if you have a reader that is advanced and you can't read everything beforehand or read it to them all the time, then The Good and the Beautiful list is always really, really good and always trustworthy. So I will leave that linked down below also. But audiobooks also, you guys. So if you go to Libby, Hoopla is another one that you can connect to your local library. I have Scribed, I believe that is how you say it, but I think it's $10 a month, and they have a whole bunch of books on there. And so it's not like Audible where you get them, you buy them individually and pay a subscription, but it's where you just pay a subscription and then they have audiobooks. But then they also sometimes have the books that you can print out, like they have a PDF version of the book, so that's really cool too. And sometimes they have other kind of bonus things. They have magazines on there too and stuff like that, so it's really cool. So I have that app, and we use that one a lot, but audiobooks are really great. We tend to use audiobooks when we're having lunch, so we can all sit and be quiet and listen, and mama can eat, and it's just been a real lifesaver being able to have those audiobooks. YouTube is another wonderful resource, guys. There's so many homeschool resources. Homeschool Pop is on YouTube. When we do our Letter of the Week program, we just look up like letter M songs for kids, and there's a whole bunch of channels that just do kind of fun, peppy, like letter M songs, so it's really a great resource. So check out YouTube. Be very careful. I wouldn't recommend letting your kids just go onto YouTube and just leave them alone, but if you find those channels, they're really good resources. Book Outlet is another good resource. Thrift Books is another good resource if you want to find books that are not very expensive. I will leave those linked down below too. I have a coupon it's a referral code for $10 off of your first book Outlet order. I will leave that link down below. Thrift Books is another good one. The only thing with Thrift Books is they do take a while to get to you, but for the most part it is worth it, especially if you could get to their free shipping. Then Thrift Books is really great. And check your local area for homeschool activities. Sometimes the museums will have homeschool days, the zoos have homeschool days, just things in your area. Look up homeschool activities in your area. And also check out Facebook groups in your area. So if you live in San Antonio, you can put San Antonio homeschoolers or something like that on Facebook, and a bunch of pages will probably pop up because San Antonio is a large city. So just kind of look through Facebook and you can find community that way. And now my last tip for brand new homeschoolers is just start. Just do it. Just jump in. Just check your homeschool requirements, get your curriculum, and just jump in. It's scary and it's like, no, I'm not ready. You're not gonna be ready. You're never gonna be completely ready to go, because there's always gonna be something, there's always gonna be a little bit, a twinge of fear in the back of your mind and in your heart. But just do it. Once you start doing it, then you will learn how to do it. I always tell brand new homeschoolers, homeschooling is one of those things that you're not gonna know how to do until you actually do it. So just start. Just take the basics that you need and you can start. And then you will kind of, once you start, you can try it. You can figure out, you know, oh, this works for us or this doesn't work for us. But you won't know that until you just go. So that's my last tip for you, is just start. And I have a bonus tip for you. If you are a Christian, if you are a believer in Christ, then the first thing that you should do is pray. The first thing you should do is get on your knees and ask God first, is this something that you want me to do? Am I supposed to be homeschooling the kids? Or is it not? Because homeschooling doesn't equal Christianity, right? Homeschooling is a way to educate your kids, but it's not the way that God wants you to educate your kids. So ask him, Lord, me personally, do you want me to homeschool in this season right now? And see what he says. And then after that, if he says yes, homeschool, then it's like, Lord, please give me the strength, give me patience, strength, grace, all of the things that you show me how you love me. Let me show that to my kids, to my children. Let me love them the way you want me to love them, Lord. Oh, that is my prayer, you guys, every day. And that should be not only a homeschooler's prayer, but a mom's prayer, right? A parent's prayer. Lord, show me how to love your kids. Let me see your kids. I accidentally said your kids, but they're his children. Help me to see them the way you want me to see them. So yes, guys, I did this one as a bonus tip because I know not everybody who homeschools is a believer. So, but if you are, this one should be the very first thing on your list. Lord, give me the strength to do this. If you are calling me to do this, you need to please give me the strength to do this, because guys, there are going to be days that it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard and you're going to want to throw in the towel, and you are going to just, you are fed up. You're going to send everybody to their rooms, and then you're going to go and lay down on your bed. I know this from experience. So it is only by the grace of God and through his strength that we can get through those times, and that we can love our kids the way that he loves us, which is what he commanded us to do, right? So that's it for today, you guys. I'm praying for each of you. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell icon so you know whenever new videos pop up. And let's be friends. Follow me over on Instagram at Dina_pursuing_peace. All right, you guys. Well, I hope that you have a blessed day, and I will see you next time with another video. Bye. Hi y'all, welcome to my channel, and in today's video I am going to be something pop up. You can, for the beginner, beginner, no, not so I say so much. What am I saying? Okay, so you know, the stuff, sorry. I don't know if I said all the right words. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Okay.